Alright guys, this is Elliott from ETJEnglish.com and I am here to talk to you about Easter. Today we're going to talk about some pronunciation and some vocabulary, all related to Easter. So firstly, generally Easter is traditionally known as a religious holiday. I myself don't really know much about that kind of stuff. I just know how the average person would celebrate Easter. And today we're going to talk about some of those things and kind of build some pronunciation skills along the way. So hopefully you'll learn some new things. Let's see what happens. So firstly, let's just talk about the pronunciation of the word Easter. Now firstly, you look at the spelling. It finishes with ER. Now in an American accent, you would hear this pronounced as like a pirate, right? But in British English, we will not pronounce the ER sound in most areas of the south of England, if you want that RP accent. If you want to speak like me, you would pronounce Easter with an What sound is that? Well, you should know by now if you've been watching my videos for a while, that sound at the end is called the schwa sound. So we would say Easter. So Easter is celebrated over a weekend. It starts on Friday and it ends on Monday night. Now this kind of weekend or holiday is known as Easter weekend. Now let's just practice the pronunciation of that. Easter weekend. So we've got lots of movement in the mouth there. Easter weekend. So aside from the religious aspects of Easter, there's another thing which is quite important to Easter, and I think a lot of you might already know what this is. This is Easter eggs. Now let's just stop and talk about the pronunciation here. You remember earlier I said Easter weekend. And when I say Easter eggs, I'm connecting my speech. I am pronouncing that R at the end of Easter. It's becoming Easter eggs. And the reason why is because Easter finishes with a vowel sound, the schwa sound, Easter. That's a vowel. The next word also begins with a vowel. Now when we have a word that finishes with and we do that schwa sound, and the next word begins with a vowel, we're going to use that R to produce a bridge that joins us to the next word. So instead of being Easter eggs, we would say Easter eggs. Easter eggs. So we give Easter eggs to our loved ones, our family members. These are egg-shaped chocolates, which come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. Sometimes we also get rabbit-shaped Easter treats. And this is where I will now start talking about something called the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny is an imaginary creature. It's a rabbit, which also we know as a bunny, and it delivers gifts to children, usually these chocolate eggs. It's a bit like the whole Santa thing at Christmas, but instead this time it's a lovely, friendly, bouncy bunny that doesn't come down your chimney, it just delivers Easter eggs somehow. Now if you're like me and you have a sweet tooth, which means you like sweet food, maybe at Easter you could confess and tell people that you are a chocoholic. Pronunciation, chocoholic. Chocoholic. And just like an alcoholic, somebody who is addicted to alcohol, if you call yourself a chocoholic, this means you bloody love chocolate. Now write in the comments below, would you say that you are a chocoholic? Do you have a sweet tooth? You like sweet food? Or are you more of a savory person? Do you prefer savory food like meat or vegetables and salty things? Let me know. And we have one more thing which we call an Easter basket. An Easter basket is usually what we would carry the eggs in when we give them to someone. This is more of a tradition. It's not so common anymore. Usually what happens now is the parents just give the kids their chocolate to shut them up. But let's just talk about the pronunciation of the word basket. Now you might hear some people in England, in the south and the north, in particular areas, they will pronounce it like the American style of basket, with the ah sound. And it's absolutely fine if you want to pronounce it this way. However, if you want that RP English, you would have to pronounce it as basket with an R. And the reason why is because we have two consonants after the R sound, or the A sound. So with the RP accent, that means it needs to be pronounced with an R. I'd also like you to write in the comments, what are you doing for Easter? Do you do anything special to celebrate Easter time? Is there a different tradition in your country? Or maybe you don't celebrate Easter. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. Are there any different things which you do in your country in relation to Easter? Please write in the comments. I'd love to find out what different people do for the Easter occasion. I know what I'll be doing on Easter Sunday, which is kind of the most special day. I will be going to my parents' house, and I know that my mum and dad will prepare a delicious spread of food. A spread is basically just a large table full of different bits of food, just lots of food. That's what we would call a good spread. A spread of delicious food all over the table. Now, usually in England, the kind of, once again, tradition, which doesn't have to be this way, but it is a tradition, which is on Sundays, and especially during special occasions, we will have a roast dinner. When I say it faster, it would be roast dinner. The reason why is because roast finishes with a T, and dinner begins with D. So the T will actually disappear and kind of adapt to the sound of the D at the beginning of the next word. Roast dinner. Roast dinner. Now, roast dinner is when we roast meat, potatoes, we have lots of vegetables and gravy on top. This is a very traditional British meal. It's probably the most British thing that you could eat, a roast dinner on a Sunday. So that's what I'll be doing at Easter, and this is what I think holidays are all about. They're about spending time with your family. Whether you celebrate the religious meaning or not, you spend time with your family, you appreciate what you have, and you just spread the love. And of course, eat lots of food, eat lots of chocolate until you feel like you have a food baby. Just in case you didn't know, a food baby is when you eat loads and loads of food and you feel like you're pregnant, like you have a baby in your stomach. So men can also feel like they have a food baby. Other things people say is to eat into a food coma, which is basically when you pass out because you eat so much food. Now, just one quick piece of news for you now. I have recently added WhatsApp support into my pronunciation course. So now when anybody joins the pronunciation course at etjenglish.com, you will also have me as a contact on WhatsApp, where you can send me voice recordings, I can send you voice recordings, and I can give you feedback and help you with any questions you have during your time on the course. We've had loads of people join this month, and I'm really excited to see more of you join soon. So you can head over to etjenglish.com if you want to join the pronunciation course. That's it from me today. I will see you next Thursday. Cheers, guys. Bye.